Listen, I'm easy to find. And then they can kiss my ass.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Nathan back with another video presentation. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all staying safe. Happy Taco Tuesday. Hope everyone's off to a great week so far. Had a great weekend. It is June. I cannot believe that. It is June. We're the halfway mark of 2022. I cannot believe that. Before we get into it, this is episode where we're at 17. Yes, episode 17 of Big Nate Sports Talk. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share the podcast on Spotify. Just a couple quick announcements before we get into it. Thank you for the support you've given me in this channel, first and foremost. Secondly, tomorrow I will go live for the Game 3 preview with the NBA Finals. Golden State got one. So going to preview Game 3. I have all the episodes of Season 7 downloaded, and I will get season up, playing catch up right now, uploading Season 8. So be patient with me, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that, but so far I've got all the episodes of Season 7 downloaded. I need to upload them on Spotify, and we're good to go. As far as the rest of Season 8 goes, I haven't given a date yet. I might give about a few more episodes, probably towards mid-June, maybe after the finals. We'll probably conclude Season 7, and then we'll take probably just a small week break for a couple days, and then we'll regroup. But that's all still in the work. But as you have seen the title of the video, we have the pleasure of doing a live voting for the WNBA All-Star Game this year that will be in Chicago. I also want to thank those that are on Twitter and Facebook as well that can see this as well. So I do appreciate that as well. But also to recap the Washington Mystics and preview just last few games, and we're previewing them playing the Chicago Sky. But we're also going to get into the week 5. Can I believe we're 1/4 of the WNBA season already? It feels like the season just started. This is week 5. These are my rankings of the teams. Again, this was tough, but I feel like this was fair. Again, I'm taking into consideration injuries and different things like that. So, starting at number 12, the Indiana Fever. Yes, new head coach. But I continue since I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Again, when you draft 5 rookies, and you fire a head coach that pretty much knew they were going to get fired, we all know there's going to be growing pains with Indiana Fever. But however, they are very competitive. As watching them play the Mystics, they're very competitive, and they got a bright future. Alana Coates was unfortunately waived today, sadly, which really, really bothered me.
Oh my God.
And they re-signed Emma Cannon. So I don't really understand the move behind that, but I really do hope Alana Coates gets back on the WNBA's roster as soon as possible. So Indiana Fever, like I said, I still am holding out that they'll win 10 games. But like I said, this is a young group, but they're very competitive. Kelsey Mitchell, I'm going to say that for the All-Star voting. Number 11, the Phoenix Mercury. This is fair. I mean, the last couple games, they've blown a fourth quarter lead to Connecticut, and he lost by 3 to Chicago. I think from the defensive side of the ball, they have been atrocious. And I could really, I'm going to go back to, I thought the addition of Tina Charles was weird. I'm not saying that was her. I'm just saying the dynamic in that offense. I don't see how she would fit their system. But she's actually struggled to really find her shot from what I've seen. And also, too, not having Brittany Griner there and the injuries. They've really, really shown its course so far with Phoenix. But I do expect them to get it together at some point. Again, I got to give Coach Nygaard her respect. She knew the job coming in the season. She knew that the job and those coming with it. She knew the team wasn't going to have Brittany, and when also too not having a full healthy squad. Those things you got to take in consideration. But I do see the Mercury getting it together. Number 10, the New York Liberty. Watching them beat us, they're kind of trying to pick it up. Like with not having a Benaja lady who actually had surgery. Hope she's doing well. Praying for her, wish her a speedy recovery. They've looked actually pretty good so far. I mean, I know they play the Lynx and the Fever next, I think. Dee Richards is hopefully supposed to return. I think it's either against Minnesota or Indiana. I can't think off the top of my head. The addition of Han Yu, the center, she could really, really play. I like her game. Rebecca Allen, they're all like, there's no doubt about like everyone's stepping up when needed to. So, I mean, give the New York Liberty credit. Stillington with injuries. And I think Kimmer's trying to put it together. Number 9, the Minnesota Lynx. I'm starting to get it back, starting to kind of pick it up. I still think they're trying to figure out the best lineups out there. Ariel Powers had a good game. Natalie Cho was out with a hamstring injury. Mariah Jefferson's out. So that puts a damper on things. But I do expect Minnesota to pick it up at some point too. Like I said, when they get everybody back healthy. And also too, figuring out the chemistry, because Cheryl Reeves has done a really interesting job signing players here and there and trying to like putting together a broken picture. It's been really interesting to see what the Minnesota Lynx have looked so far. Number 8, the Los Angeles Sparks. Derek Fisher was fired as head coach and GM of the Los Angeles Sparks.
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming, or act like I know this was coming, because I did it.
I'm not surprised. It was bound to happen. Look, Derek Fisher is a great basketball mind. This was bound to happen. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. They've made the playoffs 5 times and only won 1. Derek Fisher really lost me when he benched Candace Parker in the playoffs. But more importantly, he really struggled to redefine the Los Angeles Sparks past Candace Parker. That was telling. I thought this year he had to put the best roster out there to win, and you could really see it just being a jumbled. Like, okay, when you put a souffle, when you make a souffle, right? And you just put something like a cake, okay, in the oven, and it's not, and it looks done on the outside, but on the inside it's not. That's kind of what Derek Fisher did with the Sparks. He baked a cake that on the outside would look golden brown, but on the inside still wasn't cooked. And it's best for the Sparks. It was best for him. I wish him all the best. I do believe he will get a job as a coach. Again, there's something about, and I'm going to keep saying it, everybody's not a head coach and everybody's not a GM. I just really question some of the decision-making roster-wise because there's a lot of good talent with the Los Angeles Sparks that I feel like are just being wasted, and he didn't know what to do with it. Fred Williams is taking over as interim head coach. You still got Coach Trammell and Simone Augustus there. So I do expect the Sparks to there be some shakeups, but I still believe that they'll still make the playoffs. Number 7, the Dallas Wings. Besides the Enrique and Gubawale tandem she went on after losing to the Sparks on a pump fake free throw, the Sparks starting to slowly pick it up. See, another playing a Seattle team that's hopefully going to get everybody back healthy. You know, Sue Bird came off COVID protocols. I think Ezzy also came off COVID protocols. So I would really like to ask Vicki Johnson why Tara McCowan's not getting the minutes I thought she would get as a starter. I'm really confused by the lineup. They're the play runs through the guards, not the bigs. I don't understand that. It's very, very confusing for me. And watching them are Alicia Gray, Enrique Ogunbowale, and Marina Ravery. Those three are the key for them to get to the playoffs. And I don't think you can rely on them, but I would like to see others get opportunities and utilize your bench and the minutes better. That's just me. Number 6, the Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream have picked it up really nicely. They're actually starting to eat crow. They're actually 3 games away from reaching the 10 mark. I have no issue with them. Brian Howard's my rookie of the year. They've been playing really well. A lot of energy. Even though that, if I look at their schedule so far, they've been playing teams that haven't been that good. But they've also lost to some good teams. But they're still 4th. I mean, a win is a win. I can't take that away from Atlanta. I would like to see them, how they look better. They need to clean some things up offensively. I would like to see that against the good teams. But they're young. You know, Tanisha Wright, who I would consider as be a coach of the year candidate, in my opinion, because nobody thought the Atlanta Dream were even going to be a fourth seed right now, even win 7 games. So give her Mr. Panover from the Las Vegas Aces, give him credit for really, really defining the culture and building the Atlanta Dream to a potential playoff contender this year. Number 5, the Seattle Storm. Hopefully, now that we're getting everybody back healthy, this could really, really hurt. Now, what's kind of weird is that COVID protocols for Seattle has hit them at the worst time. Sue Bird was on it this past week, and the previous week, Brianna Stewart. I think Jantel Lavender was on it. It's been a really, really interesting roller coaster for the Seattle Storm, but I'll give them their flowers. They've held on really well to maintain a 500 record. Now, hopefully this week, now that everybody's back healthy, let's see what we look like at their fullest. Mercedes Russell should be coming back this week from her injury. That's not COVID-related injury-wise. She should be back this week, hopefully. And shout out to Rashonda Gray. She got her 500th career point as well. So shout out to Rashonda Gray. And happy belated birthday. Her birthday was on the 1st. Number 4, the Washington Mystics. So it's been kind of hard to watch these last 4 games. We saw Coach T today. I saw him on the post-practice media availability. It was great to see him back. Coach Shelley Peterson, she's back as well. There's been some good. There's been the good, the bad, the ugly with the Mystics. And I mean, there's some things we really need to clean up, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. I like what Coach T said today. You know, we need to what they wanted to do a self-evaluation of each other. I do feel like we need to redefine who we are. You know, this was what I was talking about going into the season. I had concerns in terms of identity. It starts with our defense. Our defense dictates the game because defense wins championships. But the communication, letting offenses play at their pace, not our own pace, and those type of things. But I will give the Washington Mystics this credit. They have stayed in the game. They have not seen them throw the white flag not once. And they're just playing really hard. And I got to give them credit for that. Tiana Hawkins came off the bench against Chicago, had 21 points. In previous games, she didn't come off the bench. So it's just you have ladies on this team that whenever their number is called, they're ready. Now, we have a whole all 12 of our girls are back healthy. And let's hope it can stay that way, because it's been really interesting to really see just how the team is balanced, looks with and without Elena. I'm still not right now convinced. I need to see how they look tomorrow and probably the next game. I'd like to see them without Elena. It's proved that they've shown that they can win without Elena out there, but the consistency, that's what I'm looking for. It's consistency. Whether it's shooting from three, whether it's on the offensive glass, defensive rebounds, that's what I need to see, more consistency. Number 3, the Chicago Sky. They're starting to pick it up. Mr. James Wade, I still think he's kind of smoked. He was kind of crazy on his statement. Keep that statement, all that other stuff. They'll be and they're upset that Las Vegas is the best team. They're kind of bringing it up. Eric Kalia-Copper's back. We all know Van Quigley, Candace Parker, Emma Meeseman. That Chicago team is nothing to sneeze at. They're now 3-0 coming into this week. So, there's nothing you can really take away from what Chicago's done. They're looking like the champion. They look like the champions of last year. So I've seen no issue with Chicago. Number 2, the team that just can't seem to get to the number 1 spot, the Connecticut Sun. Alyssa Thomas is a point guard. Let me just get that out there. I will give the Connecticut Sun this credit. To play 4 games, yes, 4 games on the road, I got to give them their flowers. Where's my clip? Now, they did go 3-1. The one game they did lose against Las Vegas, but they got one back. I am looking at the fact that I'm kind of seeing the bench for Connecticut start to putting it together. But I like the fact that these last 4 games, it really just shows you how the Connecticut Sun have been, how strong they are. And you gotta give Coach Miller credit. I know he wasn't there when we played them, COVID protocols. I still not really liking the fact that I have some questions about their bench, but I know they're home for 2 games, and I think they go back on the road. But I give the Connecticut Sun their flowers. And number 1, the Las Vegas Aces. This is my team, like I said, that's going to the championship. Now, I watched that game where they played Connecticut, and they had no answers. I know Raquan Williams is still dealing with a foot injury. Jackie Young suffered an ankle injury.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so she didn't play the rest of the game, and that kind of changed the momentum. Now, I said this going into the draft, and my point is starting to be proven. Now the bench, the depth for Las Vegas is really going to be tested. I really questioned why they went after Maya Hollingshed, Kristen Bell. You waived Maya. I'm just kind of confused on what are we doing, because I'm not liking the fact that the bench is not getting more minutes. See, my thing is I don't want to come playoff time. They're worn to the ground. You want to preserve your players as best as you can. And now with Jackie's not there, now the depth's really going to have to be tested. Now somebody is coming back that plays for them. I can't think of her name. But somebody has to go. I don't know who that would be. I can't think of her name. But I know she's coming back from overseas. So I'm really curious to see how this week they look, how their depth's going to look. But I'll give them their flowers. They're looking like a championship team, and they're on a mission. So that is week 5 of the rankings for the week 5 for the WNBA season so far. Now let's get into my Washington Mystics. This has been painful the last 3 games. Well, we did beat the Indiana Fever. However, I'll start with the Fever. So we beat them 87-85. We played them. It was on the 31st. Okay. We were in Indiana on the road, and we really, really in the first half struggled to shoot the ball. I know, for example, Ariel Atkins really struggled. She only had 7 points, and then the second half she went off in the game. The defense really was tested. Kelsey Mitchell, we know the type of scorer that she is. She had 26 points. I know Melissa had 13. Victoria Vivians had 11 points. The Mystics, that's another glaring statistic is the turnovers. We had 15 turnovers in that game, 2 more than what Indiana had. And we did take advantage on the opportunities that were given come turnovers. We did out-rebound Indiana, which was good. We were down 46-38 going in the half. And then Elizabeth Williams, who she had 6 blocks. Natasha Cloud, Rory Machida, we all know they also had a block apiece. I really do think that because the defense dictates to Elena, the attention is less on everybody else. Now, like I said, Ariel Atkins had 28. Elena had 19, I think. Tosh had a good 16. And Elizabeth had 10 points and 15 rebounds. That was her first double-double of the season. Now, we didn't have Elena in this game against New York. And this was actually a game Coach Eric, his son, took over for him. Now, the final score, thankfully, was 74-70.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me.
Look, this was really more of a defensive game. It was really offensively for both offenses. They looked really lethargic. The first 3 quarters, and I kid you not, they shot under 40%.
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what?
That I cannot stress the shooting. We have to be consistent. And we turned the ball, both sides turned the ball over 10, was more than 10 times. We really, no one even really had it. No one had a double-digit lead. There was a lead change. It was about 68-65. Natasha, she had a J, and then New York came back. It was like 70-68, and then Natasha Howard hit the go-ahead bucket, make it like 71-70. That last possession, I thought it was kind of crazy. What got me was I understood the play, but they had enough time where they could have. How can I explain? So the ball ended up going in Maisha's hands. I want her taking a shot like that. I would have liked it if it was a cleaner look at the rim. Tosh had an open 3, but I think I don't want to say she hesitated. I think it should have went in, but it didn't. It was kind of a sloppy execution right there. We just didn't execute. And again, like, I think that's the key. I mean, it's the turnovers, and we gotta be better offensively. And that's something. And as a as a team that's a championship team, those that have veterans, I would think, would pick up on that. But I don't know if it's chemistry. I don't know if it's communication. I'm not sure what it is. And then it showed against Chicago. The final score was 91-82. Like, there's certain – we didn't have Elena again. So, like, we're going to have to really kind of understand – and this was kind of the issue that I fear was going to happen. Like, when you don't have a – and I asked Coach Eric in the post game, how tough has it been to manage? Elena's not playing due to rest. Alicia's on COVID. You have an injury there, an injury here. It's kind of been interesting to see. Like, they have to start using some of their players. Like Shakira Austin, I'm kind of questioning, why did she not get touches, especially when she's starting? I don't understand that. She only took, ladies and gentlemen, 2 shots.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me. How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
From 2 free throws. Like, I don't understand, and I'm not, maybe I'm just confused on this, but you've got to get her involved. I'm not saying she needs to be taking 30 shots, but I'm questioning why she only took 2 shots. Chicago's defense, the dynamic, what are we looking at? And it shows when Tosh and Ariel, for example, when they're struggling offensively, and they have to figure out for others, what can I do better? Like, they both took 18 shots combined and only made 4 of them. That's not going to win you basketball games. And also, too, from as a 3-point shooting team, especially against New York, we took like 30-something threes, only made 5. That's not going to win basketball games. Maisha Hines-Allen and Tiana Hawkins, they were the only 2 Mystics in double figures.
Good Lord, thank the good Lord I am on FCC Airwaves. I thank the good Lord. It's hard to take, man. I don't understand it.
I just don't get it. I mean, and it clearly showed in the second half of the game. We had no answers for them on the defensive side of the ball. Chicago had 4 of their 5 starters in double figures. Candace Parker had 12 and 13. Clea Copper had 15 and 6. Emma Meeseman had 13.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Like, there needs to be some things that have to be changed offensively and defensively. And I think that starts with, I hate to say it, starts with Coach T and the crew. Like, there has to be some difference. There has to be something. Like, we can, but I mean, it really, honestly, it's everyone collectively. Coach T, coaching staff, and the players. That's what he said today. They did a really self-evaluation, and hopefully today was about fixing the little things. It's really the little things that stand out to me that the Mystics can clearly fix. And they're all fixable issues. It's just, we have to see it. I would like to see the Mystics pick the pace up. We are one of the slowest teams right now. And then taking advantage on steals. Also, too, I would like to see us getting our shooters involved more. Like, I would think, like Shatori, she's really right now struggling to get her shot. Tiana Hawkins, she hasn't really been getting the minutes. Like in Alicia Clark, we know she's been dealing with not being in the lineup consistently with COVID, and then also her foot injury. Like I do think that we have to be better in the transition, and we got to get. And I think that's the key. I believe that the chemistry will get better as time progresses. I still think they're figuring each other out, dynamics, and I think also too, I've seen where Coach T he's trying to see what lineup works for him best. Like right now, if I'm being honest, I'm going to give the Mystics a B minus. Like though, I think they're playing like they're a playoff team, but they're not a championship caliber team. Like I would like to see the turnovers be. I like to see them work on the turnovers. The pace needs to be better, and it starts with our defense. Defense, ladies and gentlemen, wins championships. Like I feel like that's our true identity. That's our bread and butter. I think they'll get it together, and I think they're going to start with this game tomorrow. Now, I would like to see, hopefully, knocking on wood, everyone back out there tomorrow ready to play. Like I said, Tiana Hawkins made sure we're in double figures. Clea Copper had what? She was 3 of 5. It only took 5 shots. That was interesting. Chicago, they dished the ball up 29 times on 36 shot attempts from the field. That can't happen. We got to contain their transition offense. And again, too, we got to get our shooters. We got to get our shooters open, good looks, get them going early, take advantage of the turnovers, and just play well. I believe the Washington Mystics will win tomorrow. I'm looking along the lines of 89-80.
Guaranteed.
So that game comes on tomorrow. Be tuned in for it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know why you're here. It is now time to do our WNBA All-Star 2022 live voting. Now, you can go on the website, WNBA.com. You can be on Twitter and hashtag WNBA All-Star, WNBA Vote, and vote your favorite player. Now, this was very interesting. We're going to share so you can see. Very, very interesting. Now, the way they've done it, I'll show you. So really quick, I'll just show you how to vote again. How to vote. You have June 3rd. We started up until the 20th. So you can submit a vote, one fully ballot each day on Twitter, on the app, WNBA app, if you have it, and WNBA.com. So this is how the voting will be. So 25% of the media's vote will count, and 50% of our votes as well. Well, player Emmy will have 25%, and the fans, the players get 25%, and the media will get 25%. So it's 50-50. So here's the works on the WNBA website, WNBA.com, on the app right here, All-Star voting. And then on Twitter, hashtag WNBA All-Star. And here's an example. I want to see Candace Parker this year in the WNBA All-Star game. You're allowed up to 10 players per day. Now, also, too, you can use their player's name or handle. And you can vote any of your players on the rosters, respectively. Now, I'm going to show you. So this is kind of weird this year. I don't know why they've done this, but it's okay. So 4 guards and 6 back. Well, actually, I can see how they did it. 3 front court, 2 guards. So East and the West. All right. We're going to start the front court. Without a shadow of a doubt, we got to put Miss Sylvia Fowles in there. Got to send her off. So last year, she's averaging 17 and 10. Okay. Behind her, Asia Wilson, MVP candidate. All right. Number 3, Alyssa Thomas. I think Alyssa Thomas is definitely coming off the Achilles injury. She's definitely on a mission to shut out the haters and the doubters. Brianna Stewart gets my vote. I need one more front court. Well, can't have Benigna Laney in there because she's out. I'm gonna say Elena Deladon, just because of Mystics. Dearica Hamby should be in there, and that is the guards. If you held my feet to the fire, Candace Parker should get consideration. I like Brianna Jones should be there, but she's not really getting in the rotation. I would think she should be getting in, but I can see in there 12 points, 5 rebounds. Clea Copper should be an all-star. Now let's work on the guards. All right. Without a shadow of a doubt, Kelsey Mitchell, 19 points, averaging 4 assists, and under 2 rebounds. Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna give her the edge over the rookie, Ariel Atkins. Ryan Howard should get a vote as well. These are my 5 guards: Ryan Howard, Ariel Atkins, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young. If you want my feet to the fire, Alicia Gray as well. I would consider her an all-star. I will give Erica Wheeler some consideration. Brittany Sykes. And you can do this up to multiple times. But I'm just saying this is who I think who I think should be all-stars if you're watching the games right now. Ryan Howard, like I said, should be considered an all-star. But we'll actually do another video of that at some point once we find out the all-stars. But these are who my all-stars are. If you help my feet to the fire, like I said, Ryan should be in there. I would also consider Rike, Jewel. This is tough. I mean, look, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be left out. But I'm awarding those who are having a good season. And also, too, like, I don't think you can get mad at any of these 10 ladies right here. So, how it works, you select your first name, email, all that, and that's how it works. So, you can do that up until the 20th of this month. Hey, Lucinda, how are you? Good to see you. So, definitely vote now for your 2022 WNBA All-Stars. But that is going to conclude the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, be tuned in for future episodes. Like I said, tomorrow I'll go live with the Game 3 preview of the NBA Finals. Also, really quick, I want to give a shout out to the University of Maryland Terrapins. We were one game last night. We lost last night to UConn on a bogus call. Want to give them their flowers. One hell of a season, fellas. This is just the beginning. They've built something really good in Maryland. I'm loving it. Also, too, got to give Coach Willard and the basketball program some love. He's really bringing some recruits in there. I'm loving it. Grace Rodriguez. Want some of my thoughts and prayers. He had a grade 2 tear in his throwing arm, so he's going to be sadly shut down for the season.
Relationship with your children.
my God.
We were so close to having him called up, but Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Waterberg were called up to Norfolk. They were called up. Hopefully, DL Hall will be called up at some point too. But hopefully everything goes right for the Orioles. Closing message: just continue to check on your friends, your loved ones. Make sure they're okay. Also, make sure you take time for yourself and do something fun. Just be careful out here. It's just crazy. another crazy weekend. I'm gonna send my thoughts and prayers to those that are affected in Chattanooga and Philly. Got to start. Politicians got to do their jobs, man. Got to start holding these people accountable. Makes no sense. This should not be the norm. This is not normal. But just check on loved ones. Make sure you're okay. And, hey, there will be better days. I proclaim that. But until then, thank you for those that are on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for joining me. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also share the podcast. Until then, I'm out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Yeah.
Listen, I'm easy to find.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.